sanctuary city mayor slammed in Congress for release of violent Tren de Aragua gang member. This is ridiculous that this will happen. Again, this is par for the course, though. This is par for the course for these leftist ran cities where criminals criminals have more rights than law-abiding citizens, where illegals have more rights than law-abiding citizens. They get out on the street and things like that. The federal government asks for detainers. ICE asks for detainers to get rid of these violent criminals, and the mayors aren't complying. So we're gonna play the clip from what happened in Congress. We're gonna talk about it, but before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from the Red State, and they report that on Wednesday, several sanctuary city mayors testified on their jurisdiction's policies before the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform. There were some inexplicable and embarrassing performances, but few more than the Denver mayor, Mike Johnson's, excusing that city's release of a Tren de Aragua gang member, quote, to the streets, instead of handing him over directly to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, despite an ICE retainer. The Tren de Aragua goblin in question is one Abraham Gonzalez, and his record is about what you'd expect. What you shouldn't have to expect is how this illegal immigrant was allowed to very nearly evade arrest by ICE. First, some of the background. These are the release documents for the Tren de Aragua gang member that was released to a Denver jail parking lot due to sanctuary policy leading to an ICE agent being assaulted. Notice it is stamped released to the street by the Denver Sheriff Department, and they even gave the TDA. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up some of these. Let's pull it up. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. Let's pull it up here. This is the ICE detainer here. Okay. Yeah, I'm not trying to read all that. Y'all get the point. They released them to the street, though. I'm trying to find where it says released to the street. I'm not seeing it. Y'all get the point, though. All right. Mr. Mulligan's post continues. He said, notice it is stamped released to the street by Denver Sheriff's Department, and they even gave the TDA gang member a heads up that ICE was asking about his release date and notified him he has the right to refuse to speak to ICE. This is crazy. ICE's detainer request is also attached. ICE asked for the TDA gang member to be handed over to their custody inside the safety of the Denver jail. Denver Sheriff Department refused due to sanctuary policy. They see, per their policy, they're not allowed to help ICE at all, which is just crazy. And they assaulted ICE when they arrested him in jail. Hold on, and he assaulted ICE when they arrested him in jail, in the jail parking lot. So this could have been bypassed if they just handed the guy over when he was already in jail. Let's just play the clip. We can hear it for ourselves. Here we go.
Gang member arrested by Border Patrol on September 20th, 2023, released into the country by the Biden administration. A few months later, he's arrested in your city, charged with aggravated assault. On March 11th, 2024, he's charged with motor vehicle theft. stole a car, and then on March 20th, 2024, Mr. Gonzalez is charged with felony menacing. 6 days after that last charge, ICE sends you a detainer, which includes an administrative warrant. Basically, it says if you're going to release this bad guy, this gang member who allegedly stole a car, menaced people, and assaulted people, give us a 48-hour heads up. Is that right? That refresh your memory?
I do know about the detainer request. I do know that we provided a notification of release.
What kind of notice did you give ICE when you released him?
We gave him notification. I'm not sure how long in advance it was.
1 hour.
I do know that.
1 hour.
I do know that there were
1
six-
hour notice, and you released him 5 days ago, right? Why not give him more heads up? Actually, let's put the slide up. Let's see what it says here. But let's put the slide up. This is what
Here we go.
The Denver Sheriff's Department. It's kind of hard to see, so
You
I'll
can
read
see
says,
it
Denver
being
Sheriff's
released to the
Department,
streets.
ICE notification being released to the streets. I simply said just release him to us. You release him to the streets. Why not release him to ICE?
Thank you. What we've done, and we do this regularly, we've done 1,226 of these, is we notify
I'm
ICE.
asking about one. I'm not asking about the 1,200.
I
I'm
understand.
asking about Mr.
This
Abraham
one.
Gonzalez, who's a gang member from Venezuela, stole a car, assaulted someone. You had him in your custody for how long?
I know that we released him.
345 days you had him in custody. And I said, hey, can you give us 48 hours heads up?
I don't
You
know.
gave him 1 hour notice.
Ridiculous.
Mr. Congressman, we notified them of release. There were 6 ICE agents present when he was released, so they had enough time to respond and to be present.
Respond where?
To the jail where we released him from. So we released him we notified them of the release time. When we notify them of release, they come to the jail facility to pick them up. They're
Why
still
didn't you
on.
say that's not what you said. You said you release him to the streets. Did you release him to the streets or release him to ICE?
What we do, sir, is we release him from our county jail and we coordinate with ICE on that release time and release date so that ICE can come and pick them up from that location.
Pick him up where? In the parking lot?
Yes, sir. They're on the facility
Guess
property.
what happened in the parking lot?
I know, sir. I've reviewed the video. So I looked at it. I've talked to the sheriff last night.
One of the ICE officers got assaulted, didn't he?
I've reviewed
Crazy.
the video,
They had
sir.
to tase the guy, didn't they?
Would you like me to answer, sir?
No, I'd like you to answer. Did they tase him?
I know that there were 6 officers that had multiple tasers. I saw the
So they
detention
had
on
6
video.
officers. If you keep him in the facility and they come in the facility and get him, does it take 6 officers? Probably takes
Nope.
2, doesn't it?
So we've been doing these, as I mentioned, 1,224 times, 1,226 times. This is the first time I've been made aware of there's been an incident like this. So I reached out to ICE after I saw the video. I've coordinated with their team and offered to sit down and see if there are procedures we can change
It's a simple
to make sure
question.
this works smoothly.
It's a simple question. You can release him in the parking lot, give ICE 1 hour notice, and they got to send 6 officers to arrest this guy. Or you can say, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to hold him. You come in and bring 2 officers in, and you turn him over there. Why
Right.
not do it that way?
Because
We
it's
have a
common
city
You know
sense.
why you don't do it that way?
We have a city ordinance that
Because you're a
governs.
sanctuary city. This is the whole point.
Yeah.
No, sir, I disagree with you.
Oh, okay.
Because I'll tell you why. If you talk about sanctuary as a definition of shielding people from law enforcement, we do not do that. What we do
That's
is provide
exactly what you
services.
do.
In this context, what we
You
did
just-
is we coordinated the
An
release.
officer got assaulted because of your policy, which says we're going to release him to, in your words, not mine, to the streets. They have to arrest him in the parking lot. They bring 6 officers when they could have had 1 or 2 just come in your facility, in the jail, and take the guy there. But you won't do it that way.
I've seen the video. I've reached out to ICE.
don't care if
I've
you've seen the
offered to
video. I
sit
know the
down and
facts
coordinate
too.
on strategies. If we need to make adjustments to what we do on releases, we'll do that. This is the first time
Are you
in the
serious?
1,226 releases
You know,
I've
I read
heard of an
your
incident,
written
so we'll take
testimony
action.
last night. I read your written testimony last night. 4.5 pages. And you used the words safe, safer, or safety 13 times. Talking about my job is to protect is the safety of the people in Denver. We prioritizing making sure everyone in our community is safe. That's a lie.
That's a
Because it
lot.
was not safer for the ICE agents who are part of your community. No way was it safer.
Facts.
The safest thing to do is to say, ICE, we got him in custody. Come here, we're releasing. We held him 345 days. We can't hold him a second longer. We can't wait for you to come inside the building. We got to let him go, so you have to arrest him in the parking lot. That is how stupid sanctuary policies are and what they mean to the community that you put at risk and to the ICE officers ICE officer who was assaulted. And they had to use a taser on the. It's not good.
Mr. Chairman.
Time, Mr. Chairman.
5 minutes is
unanimous
up.
Consent request.
Gentlemen's time's expired. Chair recognizes Mr. Lynch from Massachusetts.
Ridiculous. Just ridiculous that this is happening. I mean, why wouldn't you just hold him and allow ICE to go in and pick this guy up? Why would you just release him to the streets? Like, he's not going to fight ICE, so he don't have. I mean, come on. It's difficult to see this as anything other than a deliberate attempt to allow an illegal immigrant to evade ICE custody. And the illegal immigrant in question is a member of the vicious Tren de Aragua gang, who, by the way, was allowed into this country without question during the Biden administration's non-enforcement of the southern border. Later in the testimony, Rep. Jordan notes that Gonzalez was ordered released to the street, and that ICE had to send several agents to arrest them in the parking lot, resulting in a scuffle that included the discharge of tasers. Rep. Jordan also notes that Denver could have simply kept the goblin locked up and allowed ICE to come into the jail, cuff him, and take him away. That's because that's common sense. That's common sense. Abraham Gonzalez is not an asylum seeker. He did not come from Venezuela, passing through several other countries to ask for any manner of asylum in the United States. He's an opportunist, is what he is. He didn't come here to make a better life for his family. He is a career criminal who was seeking easy pickings in a city that he knew would oppose any attempt by the federal immigration authorities to find and repatriate him. That's why he was in Denver, exactly. And in this, the city did not disappoint. This, folks, is one of the big reasons Donald Trump won the 2024 presidential election. The testimony from the mayors on this issue, see the links above. Oh, okay. Has been shocking, and their behavior inexcusable. Sorry. This cannot continue. Sanctuary cities must be held accountable for their policies and that allow illegal alien criminals to evade pursuit and capture by the proper immigration authorities. I think any city that is doing this, that is funding, that is not working with ICE, that is allowing these criminals on the street, I think they should lose federal funding. That will get your message across. That will stop them from doing this crazy stuff. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.